Good evening. I'm Carol from Chalk Creations. I'd like to welcome everyone. If you're catching this on the replay, put hashtag replay in the video so that I know that you came on. We'll get started just in a second. Hey Lexi, how are you? Hey Rihanna. Hey Quinn, welcome, welcome. We're gonna get started in a second. Hey sis, hey Missy. Welcome. Hey, Susan. So glad you're here tonight. Michaela. Morgan. Hey. How was everyone's weekend? I haven't seen you guys in 2 days. 2 whole days. Hope you had a nice weekend. Mine was busy, as always. I worked on Saturday. And then yesterday I was super busy all day, and I've been busy off and on, and like the last 2 hours I've been lounging on my sofa. So Donna goes, just don't do your live tonight. And I was like, no, gotta do my live. So it's a must. It's a must. Yes, Morgan, not long enough. It needs to be a little longer. Lexi. That's right, Susan, you didn't miss me this time. Did you get your little package? Just wondering. I know I sent several out, and I was just checking to make sure everybody got theirs. So, we are gonna ink a pillowcase tonight. We'll see how that works. I'm excited about it. So, tell me about your weekends, guys. Hey, sis. How are you today? Or tonight. I guess it's nighttime, isn't it? I did yesterday, so excited to try it. Oh, good. I'm so glad you got it. I wasn't sure if it was going to make it or not, but... Well, here's the deal about it. So I sent yours, and I paid the postage. No big deal. 2 days later, I sent another one, and the postage was more, and I kind of argued with the postal lady. And I was like, I sent the same thing. Why is this one more than what it was the other day? And she's like, I don't know. This is what it is, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, I certainly hope my girl on the other end doesn't have to pay anything for this, because that's not right. The sad part is, she was the same person that I talked to like 2 days prior. So crazy. Hey, Karen, welcome. That's funny, Susan. So, tonight we are going to chalk on our pillowcase that we have. It is in our textile part of my site. And it actually looks like this. And they're very big. They're very large. So it's a large pillowcase. And it has a zipper closing right here. So basically you could get a pillow form, or if you have an old pillow you want to stuff in here, you can do that. And then it has this hidden zipper. So it's a nice big canvas pillowcase. And so it comes two to a pack. and they're not very expensive, so I decided that I would, it is very well made. It is very well made. I figured I would go ahead and do one tonight. I have some ideas about what I want, but I don't have the transfer. So I figured, well, you know, when I order that because it's been out of stock. That's why I don't have it. It's not that I forgot to get it. It's been out of stock since it went on. It sold out very quickly. So I've been waiting for it to come in back into restock, and it has, and now I need to place an order so I can get it. So anyway, I'm going to put these on my front porch. I have some chairs out there, so I thought, well, these will be really cute out there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Welcome to Our Porch Chat, or Gather, Chat, and Repeat is the one that I'm going to use tonight. Can you do these on? Yes, you can do these on t-shirts. Karen, did you see on my personal Facebook page the t-shirt that I had on yesterday? If not, I can run and get it. I did that one. Actually, let me run and get it real quick. I promise I won't be long. Y'all chat among yourselves. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. So, hey, April. Hey, April. So this is one of my favorite transfers. And when I saw this, I was like, I want to make a t-shirt from this. And I've used this, I've put it on our regular surfaces. It was one of the first ones I did on one of our surfaces that I got. And I was like, I'm going to make a t-shirt. I have to order some ink, because at the time I didn't. All I had was our chalk. I wanted ink, because if you're going to do it on any kind of textile, t-shirts, tea towels, all that, you have to have ink. So I went to the Dollar Tree, and they had t-shirts the other day. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a t-shirt, not paying much for it at the Dollar Tree. If I ruin it, it's no big deal. So yesterday morning, I decided to make one. I made it in 10 minutes, and I wore it yesterday. And this is the t-shirt that I did. I cut the neck because I don't like my t-shirts real close to me. So, and it is super, super soft. It is giveable. It's all baked in because, you know, I use my iron. And I love it. So yes, it can be used on t-shirts. Can be used on anything. Did you see my tea towels I made? So, but you have to use the ink. You can't use the chalk paste. So, I know it's super cute and I love it. I loved how it turned out. I loved how the colors did. It's nice and soft. It's not going to come off. You can wash it and you can dry it. So, garden flags, same thing. If you can get, we have some banners that you can buy. Actually, this one, Karen, this is in the textiles too, and it's the smaller banner, and it comes with these. They are magnet, so it holds it on. But you can buy just these as replacements. So this would make like a nice garden flag, but you would have to make a casing at the top. Just put a, sew across the top to make your casing, and you could use this as your garden flag. So one thing about the banners that you can use. Yeah, the tea towels turned out really cute. I was really impressed with those. Donna says now I have to make some more. Morgan wants a couple. It's like I'm going to have to find some white ones or yellow ones for her so that she can have lemons. Yeah, super cute. Super, super cute. So that's what I would use for garden flags. I would just buy the replacement banners that are in the back in my on my site. I think you get 2 of them maybe. Once again, they're not very expensive. And then just make a casing for it to go onto your little flagpole. So yes. I just try to tell everybody what to do with them. So if you have questions, I'd rather you ask me and we'll figure something out, right? So we're going to do, like I said, we're going to do Welcome to Our Porch. I'm going to put it on our, and I need to make sure you guys can see. So hopefully, let's move it that way. Sorry to move you guys around. Can you see that? I might need to pull it out just a hair. Is that good, guys? So I did get my ink mat today in the mail. And of course, both ink mats are out of stock right now. I need the square one. I bought the rectangular one, and so it does not fit properly into my pillowcase. So I put cardboard in there. As long as you have something in between your fabric and the back, like if you were doing a t-shirt, because if you put the ink on the front of it and you don't have anything that's on the inside, it's going to be on the back of your shirt because it will bleed through. The ink will bleed through. So you need to make sure you have something in there. So I actually cut a piece of cardboard and put inside of my pillowcase. Just so you know, guys. I try to remind you guys of everything, as I go along. If I forget something or you have a question, please ask me. I will try to answer them the best I can. Remember, everything that you need to know, if I do not tell you, is on the back of your transfers. The little sleeve that your transfer is in. Everything is on here. It tells you how to prep and peel your transfer, how to fuzz it, apply it, remove it. It tells you how to heat set when you're using ink, which we're going to use tonight, and how you clean it. So, also keep your sleeves. I know I always tell you guys that. I've seen people that actually just cut the top of it off, but if you want to hang it, you don't want to lose that piece. So, hold on to your sleeves. Okay? Now, I did use this one. This is the one I used for my mom for Mother's Day. Only I did not use the Welcome to Our Porch. I just used the bottom part of it. And when I used this, it folded in on top of itself, and I didn't think I would ever get it off. So I'm hoping I did not stretch this out of shape. Remember, you always want to peel it from one side, whatever side seems to peel better for you. So the transfers themselves, there are some that are just pictures. And even if they have words on it, you don't have to put the words. You can block out the words or cut the words so that you don't have to use that part. Seashells, I think there are a few seashells. So you can just go to my site. I think it's actually towards the front. I know there's like this big piece of coral. There's an octopus. I think there's a couple seashells. Flip-flops, I'm not real sure. I haven't seen any, but there may be. There's so much new stuff right now. Look, Morgan says she's going to look. She's going to look on the site. Real quick for you, Karen. I always like to lay the front of my transfer down and roll off the back. To me, it's easier. You can do it whatever's easiest for you. Make sure you lay your backer aside. Remember, the backer is shiny. That's where your transfer was. And then it's more matted on the back. Always, you can just write back on here so you know, so you don't forget. And the one thing that you don't have to do when you're doing ink is you do not have to fuzz it, because it's going onto a piece of fabric, and you want it to be as sticky as possible when it goes onto this. So if you fuzz it, you're going to have some fuzz on there, and it's going to keep it from sticking really good. And then you want to press it down, and I work out to make sure there are no bubbles. And remember, you just have to make sure that there's no bubbles in the silk screen itself. You don't have to worry about up here in the green part or down in the bottom where the green part is. You just need to make sure that what you're going to ink or whatever you're going to use your chalk paste on has no bubbles whatsoever. So, yeah, Morgan will look. No, Karen, don't be sorry for questions. I want you to ask questions, you know, because you don't know if you don't ask. The flip-flop ones, I don't know if there are any. I know there is a summer transfer, and it might be a smaller one that might have flip-flops, but I think last year they may have had flip-flops, and they don't always have the same transfers because they change from year to year, which is good that they change from year to year, because you don't always want to have the same thing. So, but Morgan will look for you. So I'm going to use our black. This is our velvet black. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use our cadet, the blue, and I'm going to use the current jam tonight. And I forgot what we were going to do. Darn it. What colors we were going to, how we were going to do it. I think we're going to do the red here, the blue here, or maybe the blue here, the red here, and the black. I forgot. Me and Donna had already discussed it, but it's okay. She won't mind. Yeah, I think we decided the blue at the top. So I have these on here really tightly. Be very careful with your ink. It is ink. So I'm going to kind of stir it kind of over here. Even though this is ink, you still want to stir it because you want to make sure the pigments are all mixed in. It's just like our paste. You want to make sure it's got a nice consistency. The ink always will be the perfect consistency because it is ink. So I'm just going to stir them all up, and I'm going to set them aside in hopes that I don't spill them. I know. I said I had Grandma's hands. I tell people all the time. Donna says, oh, you have hands just like your mom. And I was like, no, I have hands like my grandmother. I have a lot of things that are just like Grandma. I got Grandma's legs. You know, if I don't watch it, I'm going to have Grandma's belly. I'll be wearing a muumuu. God love her. But I do have Grandma's hands. I see that a lot in me. So, don't get me wrong. I see my mom too. Like, I think I look a lot like my mom the older I get, you know. So, actually, I talked to Mom today, and she was helping me with an issue I was having with renewing my my tags, and so she had to help me out and have somebody look up my number, because I got a new car, but my car doesn't have a title number, and so they had to look it up so I could renew my tags. And the girl, Tammy, I think Mom said Tammy did it, and she goes, "Wow, your daughter looks just like you." And I was like, "I do look like you, Mom. I look a lot like you, more than Tanya or Christy." I think it's the blonde hair. I think it's the blonde hair. All right, guys. So we're gonna start with the blue. Can you guys see this? Is it kind of centered so you guys can see that? Just want to make sure you guys can. Let's move this down just a little bit. I'd like to stay on my board. How's that, guys? Good? I know. I look a lot like her. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So I'm just going to we're going to start with the blue, which is our cadet. And actually, I'm just going to blob some ink on here, because we're going to use quite a bit for this project. Now, you want to make sure you're going to get the ink all in your transfer. The ink will probably stain your transfer. It is fine. It is still usable. So I'm just going to pick up some ink, and I'm just going to start moving it across. I'm going to try to get it in here nice and saturated. And here's the thing about ink. It is a little different than your paste. The paste you have to move fairly quickly with. The ink is a little easier. It gives you a little bit of time, a little more time actually, to kind of play with it and get it where you need it and get it nice and saturated in all that silk screen. Okay? So I don't feel like I have to rush to get this done, you know? And I'm just kind of going over it a couple times because I want it to get it nice in every spot. Let it saturate. It is fabric, so it's going to kind of draw that in. And then, you know, when you go over it again, it's going to draw a little bit more in, soaking it into the fibers. And then we're just going to kind of go over it, pulling the paste, or excuse me, the ink back off and putting it right back into your jar. Because you don't want to waste any of it. It is reusable. I do hear it moving a little bit, so I'm going to try to get this off without moving it. I did try something earlier today and it didn't work, but hopefully this will. It'll be fine. All right, and then I'm just going to kind of go over it to make sure there's no lines. You don't want lines in your project, because it will show up. I know I have this little line right there. It's because of the cardboard that's in there. I think that's what I keep hearing. All right. So we are finished with the blue. I'm gonna put my squeegee and my stir stick over in my water, and we're just gonna close this up. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Jeff, you're not funny. Jeffafa. Jeff is something else. Jeff is my really good friend. He lives down the street, well, around the corner from us. So now I'm using the black guys. And so I have another friend of ours that knows my mom. And every time he sees me, my mom always comes up. He always asks about her, how she's doing and all. And he's a family friend. And every time I talk to him, he goes, because I always say I look like my mom, he goes, and you sound like her too. And I was like, I don't know that I sound like my mom, but maybe I do. I just thought I sounded like me. But maybe I do sound like her. I don't know. It's funny. It's just funny how he is. So just being a joker tonight. Good thing I love him. So, all right, guys. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe this off. This has a little line, and I want it to kind of make that line black to kind of separate instead of just doing it blue. I want it to give it a different color there. And then we are going to put, there's two little dots here. Not that I needed this big sponge for it. But we're going to get those little dots there. That are in between the gather, chat, and repeat. Because that's what we should do when we have friends over, right? We should just chat about our day, enjoy our time, gather, and repeat when we're able to. I was like, Sierra, you just got off from work. What do you mean? But now I got it. You worked your other job. Did you work 2 jobs today? Oh, you only worked 1 job today. You worked for I forgot, you worked for us yesterday. So now I'm going to do the current jam. Because if you don't know anything about me, I love Americana. I love that red, white, and blue. I have a lot of it in my house. And so this is going to be perfect on my front porch for Memorial Day and 4th of July, with it being the red and the blue with the cream background of the pillow. Now here's another thing, guys. These pillow cases, if you do not want them to be that cream color, the natural, you could get a dye, you know, like whatever the name of the dye is that's out there. And you could dye your pillowcase, whatever color you want. Hey, Quinn, did you leave? You were here earlier. Did you leave and come back? If you did, welcome. So say you wanted your pillow to be blue, and you could get the fabric dye, and you could dye it blue. There you go, Morgan. That's it. My Morgan is on it. So you could dye these whatever color you wanted them and make them so that they would go with your house. I like the natural color, so I'm good with that. Make sure when you're working with this, you do not want to have ink on your hands. So make sure you don't touch it and then get it onto your surface. I do have a little bit of red on my finger, so I want to make sure I get that off. All right, guys. Time for the big reveal. Let's hope it works. Let's see. I'm working with a long, side. I like to go from the shorter side and then pull it straight up. Wow, guys, that looks great. That actually looks really, really good. Put that in my little bath water over here. That looks really good. I really, 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 really like that. Thanks, guys. So we are going to dry it just a little bit. Says you don't have to be impressed. You can do this, I promise you. You can do this. You know, the transfers do all the work for you. So everybody could do this. Even if you didn't have a crafty bone in your body, you could do this. Thanks, sis. I'm glad you love it. Love watching me. Karen, I'm telling you, these are the best gift ideas that you could possibly have. You know, we go to these stores all the time and we're always looking for something. This product gives you the ability to find something that person may really like, because there's so many transfers, and then you can do it the colors to go with their home instead of just going out to a box store and buying, you know, a picture or whatever and taking it to them, and then you're like, I wonder if they used it. I wonder if they liked it. They're always going to tell you they love it. But are they really using it? This way you can actually do this and they will probably absolutely love it. The hardest part was getting it even. You know, but you know, once you kind of sit with it, you can kind of tell if it's crooked or not. You don't have to be crafty. I'm telling you, it's easy. Yeah, it's really, really easy. Karen, I have a little sample pack. If you would like me to send it to you, just let me know. I just need the address because I don't remember your address, but I can send it. I just sent one to Marie, and I sent one to Susan, just so they could see. And it's just a paste pack, and it's got a little transfer in it. So it gives you something to play with. And you can always wash it off, and you can keep trying, because I'll tell you, the more you do it, like the first time I did it, I was like, I can't do this. There's no way. But the more you do it, the better you get, the easier it becomes. Because the biggest thing is, especially with chalk, you put it on, and a lot of people keep going over top of it and going over top of it, and they're not realizing that the chalk underneath is already drying. So then when you pull it up, you're pulling that chalk off of the surface. So this little sample kit gives you the ability to kind of play with it so that you can see if you do it quick enough and you pull it off, it's going to be perfect almost every time. Marie did it. She did. Hers looked really good. She said she thought she put a little bit too much water, but I can guarantee you the next time she does it, she'll be on it. On it like a bonnet, like my friend says. Yeah, Morgan had to play with it, and she figured it out. Yeah. I mean, it's a learning thing, just like anything else. And I have to be honest with you. Remember, I went into this company, have never touched the product. When I went in February, I ordered it sight unseen. I had watched a couple people online, just like you're doing with me. And I was like, wow, that seems like it would be really fun and really interesting. And I finally talked about it, talked with Donna about it, told her it was $99 for the starter kit and what I was going to get in it if I did it. And she was like, do it. She's like, what do you got to lose? $99. What's in the kit is about, it's like $250 worth of product for $99. She's like, even if you don't do it, you got the product for $99. She's like, go for it. What's the worst that's going to happen? And I played with it, sight unseen, got it here, I did it, and my first one was not perfect. But you know what? I was so proud that I did it, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. And every time I've gotten better. And you've seen me, I have not done ink at all until the other week. And I was nervous, but I was so excited to do it. And now it's like, oh, let me just do this. It'll be fine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The only thing with ink is you have to make sure it works the first time, because if not, you can't fix ink. Where chalk, you can fix it. Chalk, you can fix it. But ink, that's why I'm like, make sure you have it really good and pressed down. You know, make sure there aren't any air bubbles, because if you're doing ink and there's an air bubble, it's going to get ink underneath that, and then you're going to have a blob, or it's going to look like it's smeared, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, practice, practice, practice. Practice on something old. If you're going to do ink, practice on something old so you can get the hang of it, and then do it on something. So, well, I love this. Still a little wet, so we're gonna blow dry it a little bit more. Hey, Kathy, how are you? So glad you made it on. Oh, hey, Val. Glad you're watching with Jeff. The chalk will wash out. The chalk will not be permanent. It will be, so it starts out wet and it dries hard. And as long as you don't reactivate it, spray it down with water, as long as you don't reactivate it, it will stay on that surface. But once you spray it and reactivate that chalk, it will wash off. Ink is permanent. If you want your chalk to be permanent on a surface, you can't really make it permanent on a piece of clothing chalk, but on a piece of furniture or a surface, if you want to keep that, you can spray it with a sealer, a clear sealer, and that would make it permanent. But you want to use your ink on anything that you're going to wash and dry. I hope that answers your question, Karen. So, Valerie, what do you think of this pillowcase I just made? No, do not put chalk in the washer and dryer. It'll wash out. Where it's a little bit thicker, it's a little wet. We do not sell the sealers, no, Marie. I just use like a Krylon sealer you can pick up at Lowe's or Home Depot, or like Ace Hardware, True Value, they'll have it. I just picked up some the other night, well, right before Mother's Day, because I sprayed the welcome sign that I did for Mom with the sealer, because I used chalk on a wooden sign for her for outside. So I think this is all nice and dry. I don't think it's a little tacky there. Takes a little longer to dry these, guys. But you do want to make sure it's good and dry, or at least not tacky, before you put your wax paper on it. Because I think by putting the wax paper on and then ironing it, you might pull a little bit off, and you don't want to do that. I don't know that that would happen, but I wouldn't want it to happen. Thank goodness I have my assistant, Karen. All right, this seems very dry to me. All right, so you need a piece of wax paper, and I did remember it tonight. Yay! And you're gonna put it over your surface. Remember, you can use your iron. Set it for whatever temperature of the fabric that you're using. So if you're using cotton, you set it on a cotton setting. If you're using a cotton polyester, make sure you put it on that setting. And you will put it on, put your piece of parchment paper, and then you're just gonna kind of iron over it, moving your iron back and forth for about 4 to 5 minutes. Then you're gonna flip it inside out. Do the same thing, 4 to 5 minutes. I have a heat press. It's a Cricut heat press. So I'm gonna do part of mine, and then I'm gonna move it, and I'm gonna do it for 30 seconds and just press it down. Karen Morgan is always on it. God love her. So, if you guys are interested, or if you know anybody that might be interested in doing what I'm doing, being a designer, I would love to chat with them. Like I said, it's $99, and you get a kit that gets you started right out the door. So make sure you share my video, because there might be somebody out there that will want to do what I'm doing. We also have our Club Couture. That's our monthly subscription. You get a transfer and some ink, 3 ink packs come to your door every month. It's enough to do a project, maybe a couple. You'll need a surface, so if you're going to do the Club Couture, I always recommend to go ahead and get your Kickstart kit. That comes with some surfaces that you're able to chalk, so that would be great. We have a VIP group, so don't forget about that. Once I become a designer, you're to hire Morgan. No, just be my assistant. Just be my assistant. By being a designer, you do get 40% off of all of your products. Our Club Couture members, don't forget, this month you get 50% off our Last Chance transfers that are in the in our catalog. So don't forget about that. What else? They also get that $4.95 shipping and handling. Our regular customers, it's $6.95. So what else do I have for you guys? Not much. I am looking for one more person to come under. Well, I'm only looking for one person. I'm always looking for people, but I am looking for, my goal this month was 1 new designer to come underneath me, and 5 Club Couture members. So we have a few more days in this month, so hopefully we'll see. Last month I had 3 sign up under me, and I had a few Club Couture members sign up under me. It is fun, especially when you get paid. We get paid on the 15th, so that's fun. So I have some money to be able to spend to buy new products. I need some more ink, right? I need some more ink. I'm just going to move this board. This board does not like heat. All right, let's peel this up. Oh, nice. Remember I told you I had cardboard in here? So the catalog is online, Karen. You just go to my site and go to catalog. Everything that's in the catalog is right there. You can flip through the pages right there on my site. I just put a piece of cardboard in here, guys. Voila. We are going to turn this inside out, and then we are going to redo this. All right. I'm going to heat set it from the back. So I'm going to turn it inside out. Same thing. Make sure it's nice and flat here. Get my piece of parchment paper. And we're going to do the same thing. All right. Thank you, Morgan. Karen, there's the site. Morgan is so on it, it's not even funny. I love having her as my assistant. Soon she's going to ask for some money, though. That's what happens when you have an assistant, right? You have to pay them. She'd be like, Mom, where's my money? So guys, do you have any other questions that I can help you with tonight? Looks like you guys got everything under control. We're just going to move that a little. I don't think we need it. You'll just get me to, yep, that's right, Morgan. You just want to be paid in transfers and ink, right? Ink and paste. Absolutely, please do. You know you can, Marie, anytime. Anytime. Any questions? All right. I didn't do that the full time because, you know, we've already baked it into the front, so. All right. We ready to see what it looks like? I do need to get a pillow form to put in here. But all in all, I'm very pleased with it. And I'll have to get a pillow form and stuff it and take a picture so you guys can see it. But all together, I think it turned out well. What do you guys think? Can you see it? Make sure I get it in there right. There you go. I think it turned out really good. It's going to be really cute on my porch. I love it. It's nice and dry. I can run my hands over it, and it's not going to come off at all. Is it standard? You know, Morgan, I don't know. Maybe maybe we could find the measurements on the online. Thanks, guys. I know. It looks so good. I think it turned out well. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Good night, Jeff. Thanks. Good night, Valerie. To you too, honey. Oh, you sell them at Bed Bath & Beyond? Huh. I don't know. It might, Morgan. It might actually fit on there, but I love it, guys. I love it. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Well, guys, I think I went over everything with you. If you have any, where did you get the zipper pelican? It's on my site. It's under textiles. So if you go onto my my site, my shop site, the top row, it has like catalog transfers. It may just say shop or store. If you hit that, it brings down another thing. It's in textiles. And we have the pillowcases. It's 2 pillowcases, and they're not very expensive. I don't want to quote how much they are because I'm not 100% sure. But it's 2 pillowcases that you actually get. So, yeah. And I love the fact that it has that invisible zipper here. So, yeah, you got to get on the site, Karen. Absolutely. Get on there. There's so much. I mean, there is so much stuff on there. I don't have all of it. I really don't. I need to place an order now. So I need to order some more ink because I don't have some colors I really need. I need to order some more paste, some more just products altogether. Some new transfers. So, well, guys, if there's nothing else I can do for you, then I guess we're pretty done for tonight. Remember, tomorrow night, 8:30, we'll be back on again to do another little project with you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll be talking and chalking with you guys later. Good night.